We've always been told that men fear dying alone and women fear never being chosen. But it seems like the tables have turned. Men are now embracing solitude, while women are raising their standards. And love is just stuck in the middle, waiting for one side to give in. This brings us to a question no one really wants to face. Are men genuinely happy being single, or are they just avoiding being truly known? Picture this. It's a quiet weeknight. A man in his early 30s is on his couch, alone. His gym bag is by the door. His dishes are right where he left them. His phone is face down. No new notifications, no arguments to navigate, no emotional gymnastics. For the first time in a long time, he feels a sense of calm. His nervous system is at peace. Now, let's go across town. A woman, same age, is lying awake. She's put in the work therapy, building her career, learning to be self, and she can't help but notice a pattern. Men aren't pursuing her. Not because they can't, but because they've seemingly stopped trying altogether. This isn't just some dating trend. It's a deep-seated psychological standoff. For a lot of men, the bachelor life isn't about freedom anymore. It's about relief. Relief from feeling like they're constantly being judged. Relief from the fear that one wrong move, one wrong sentence, could get them disqualified. Relief from relationships that feel more like a performance review than a partnership. Think about it. In the past, a man's role was pretty clear. Provide, protect, endure. But today, women don't need a man's provision to survive. And that is a massive step forward for society. But it's also left many men with a quiet, unspoken fear. If I'm not needed for my traditional role, what am I actually valued for? What's left is the emotional side of things, intimacy, vulnerability, being present, communication. But for men who were raised to keep their feelings locked down, this doesn't feel like connection. It feels like a test they were never given the study guide for. So, what do? They retreat. They dive into their routines, their screens, their solitude. There's a viral quote that captures this perfectly. When emotional intimacy becomes the only currency, avoidance starts to look like self-preservation. Women see this retreat and they push back. Not because they're desperate for a man, but because they see something dangerous brewing. Loneliness doesn't always show up as sharp pain. Sometimes, it creeps in disguise as peace. And this brings us to a truth we often ignore. Women don't challenge the bachelor lifestyle just because they're frustrated. They do it out of a sense of grief. Grief for the men they believe could exist, men capable of depth, tenderness, and building a life of shared meaning. If only love didn't feel so incredibly costly. And on the other side, men don't stay single just because they love their freedom. They stay single because they're afraid of what they see as the modern relationship tax. They've seen the divorces, the emotional and financial losses, the stories of men losing their identities. They do the mental calculation and decide it's just safer not to play the game at all. Another quote that hits home is, "He didn't stop wanting love. He stopped believing it was safe." The crazy part is, both sides have valid points. And yet, both sides are losing. Men are trading the possibility of long-term, deep fulfillment for short-term tranquility. Women are trading the beauty of a shared life for the sheer exhaustion of having to be their own everything, all the time. So, where do we go from here? What's the solution? To the men watching this, your peace is important. It's valid. But please, don't confuse the absence of conflict with the presence of genuine happiness. A life without any friction is a life that never gets refined. You weren't meant to live untouched by the world. You were meant to be shaped, challenged, and grown ideally by someone who sees all of you and decides to stay. And to the women, the answer isn't to shame men into commitment. That just builds resentment. The real work is in co-creating relationships where both peace and intimacy can exist at the same time. Where love doesn't feel like constant surveillance, and where your standards don't come across as impossible ultimatums. There's a final thought I want to leave you with. The goal, isn't to avoid panic, to choose the kind that leads to growth instead of isolation. So, I want you to ask yourself, honestly, are you choosing peace, or are you choosing protection? Are you truly fulfilled where you are right now, or are you just comfortably numb? Because the person you might be waiting for could be waiting for you, too. They might be waiting for a version of love that doesn't feel like a threat. And just maybe, the messy, complicated, and sometimes difficult parts of a relationship that you retrying so hard to avoid are exactly where real connection begins. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more conversations like this.